and the topic was on the future of the legal profession in Oyo State. At that symposium, we had magistrates, we had judges, we had people in the public sector, we had the Attorney General of Oyo State come to speak to us about the grand opportunities that exist for young lawyers and for lawyers generally in Oyo State. Today, we are having the 2026 edition of the Young Lawyers Biennial Symposium with the theme, The Bar of Our Dreams, Ethics, Mentorship, and Professional Enrichment in the Development of Young Lawyers while Mitigating the Adverse Effects of Unethical Shortcuts. You will be hearing from our very, very seasoned speakers and leaders of the bar. But before I go on, I must pause to recognize the presence of the leaders of the bar here. Right here, walking into the hall is a past chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ibadan branch. Our father, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is a father of lawyers. And I say that both biologically and professionally. Please welcome, if your hands are not too busy, put your hands together for Chief NOO. Okay, thank you very much for coming, sir. Thank you very much for coming, sir. It will interest you to know that Baba is a patron of the bar designate, if I'm allowed to say it that way. A patron of Ibadan Bar, and this is a very, very highly coveted position. Also with us today is the current chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association Ibadan branch, a man who needs no introduction because of his great leadership, his bold statements, and his impeccable dressing. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Mr. Ibrahim Lawal, Chairman, NBA Ibadan. Thank you very much. I'm very, very pleased to make this introduction and welcome. His citation will be read later. If there is anybody that I've considered an enigma because of his support for Ibadan Bar over the past years, is this person that I'm about to introduce. Okay. All right. Is this person that I'm about to introduce. As far as I'm concerned, even if his bar practicing fee and branch due is paid in another branch, he is an honorary member of Ibadan branch. He's born, bred, buttered, and grooming so many young lawyers in Ibadan. He is the chief sponsor of the YLF Sports Fest, and today he's also here with us. Please, if your hands are not too busy, welcome with me a senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Abiodun Adediran Olatunji. Thank you very much for being here with us, sir. I'm grateful, sir. Thank you very much. He is also a patron of Ibadan Bar. Please, a round of applause for that. Now, I know that many of you will not understand the weight and the gravity of the things that I'm saying, but we'll get to it quickly. I want to also introduce here one of our very, very revered seniors, someone who we have admired from afar, and because of his amiable personality has allowed us to draw close to him, to also know him. He is a past EXCO member of Ibadan Bar, and currently is one of the frontline, the way he's described in today's program, leading aspirants for the office of the chairman of Ibadan branch, NBA. Please welcome with me, Chief Olaleko Tani. Thank you very much. When I joined the Ibadan Bar, there were a few seniors that we used to look up to. We looked up to them because of their, just a minute. We looked up to them because of their practice. We looked up to them because of their poise. We looked up to them because of the courage that they had. We looked up to them because of the professionalism which they deployed. And I'm talking about almost 8-10 years ago. The next person I'm about to introduce is someone who I've always admired. He's been someone that is quiet, but he moves solid things behind the scene. Today he's here for the Young Lawyers Forum Symposium. Welcome with me, Mr. Tolu Olatunji. Thank you very much for being here with us. If you are in this hall, you fall into two categories. It's either you're on the side of the bar or you are outside the bar. If you're on the side of the bar, there are two things involved. It's either you're an aspirant to the bar or you have already crossed and you have become a member of the bar. If you're an aspirant to the bar, there are two things involved. It means you're either an undergraduate or you have graduated from the law school, but you have not been called to bar. If you're an undergraduate, there are two things involved. It's either you are from Obafemi Awolowo University or you are from others. What do you mean? Okay, if you are from Obafemi Awolowo University, and if you are from Obama, please raise your hand. Good. If you are from any other university, raise your hand. Any others. Okay. Well, some people have told me, and I've been corrected, and I've come to admit as well, that there's a particular faculty of law that has been outstanding in their performance at the law school over the years. Remain the first, and they are strongly making a case for being the best. If you're a member of the Faculty of Law, University of Ibadan, make some noise. The chairman too. So, it appears, thank you. Please be seated. It appears that today I've been outgunned, upgunners. I've been outgunned. A lot of big guns are here. I want to especially also recognize the presence of the government children, all the core members from the legal aids, CDS, and all other CDS. Please, a round of applause for you. Thank you for showing up. You're all looking so clean and so elegant. If you are not from OAU and you are not from UI, it's not that we did not recognize you, but UI people have made too much noise. But if you are from any other faculty of law around here, please, you are very, very welcome to this beautiful, beautiful hall. We will be going on by taking the welcome address by the chief host and the chairman of the Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan branch, as well. And immediately after that, we'll be taking the reflections on the theme. Please, if you are not too busy, I want to welcome first the chairman of the planning committee. Yes, the chairman of the planning committee for the reflections on the theme. Put your hands together for Mr. Dapo Akiosi. Mr. Dapo, please make your way quickly to the front. You know that our guys are here. They keep to time. And I'm trying to keep to time as well. A round of applause for him. He and his team have worked very hard for months to put together these events. Thank you very much.
God bless you, sir. Good morning, everyone. Protocols duly observed. The NBA chairman, Ibadan Bar, the learned six in the house, colleagues, and the aspirants to the bar. I have the Symposium Committee Chairman speech on the 11th page of our program. It is both a privilege and a solemn responsibility to stand before you today as the chairman of this symposium. At a time such as this, for a purpose such as this, and among minds such as yours, today we gather not merely for another program on the bar calendar. We gather for a conversation that is urgent, consequential, and deeply connected to the future of the legal profession in Nigeria. Permit me to begin by taking us briefly down memory lane. On the 22nd day of May 2024, under the visionary leadership and progressive leadership of the Boluwatife John Sawyer-led administration of the Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan, we assembled in this same venue for the last edition of this symposium with the theme, Unveiling the Blueprint, Law Firm Structure and Success Strategies in the Modern Legal Landscape. At the time, it was more than a theme, it was a challenge for young lawyers to think beyond survival and begin building, a challenge to move from uncertainty to structure, from dependence to innovation, and from mere practice to purposeful enterprise. And today, as we stand here some 2 years later, we can confidently say that the conversation did not end in this hall then. It traveled, it inspired, it produced results. Between then and now, we have seen notable members of this forum, that is the Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan, take bold steps toward building sustainable legal brands and partnerships. We have seen the emergence of promising structures such as adult legal practitioners and O&E legal practitioners, among many others, living proof that when young lawyers are exposed to the right conversations, guided by the right minds, and driven by the right vision, transformation becomes inevitable. That is the essence of this symposium. Not noise, but impact. Not rhetoric, but renewal. Not merely inspiration, but implementation. However, distinguished colleagues, while we celebrate progress, we must also confront reality. We gather at a critical moment in our national life, a time when public confidence in the judiciary is gradually diminishing, and by extension, trust in lawyers is increasingly being tested. Across different sections of our society, questions are being asked about the integrity, independence, and ethical foundations of our justice system. At the same time, the economy continues to exert immense pressure on every aspect of human endeavor. The realities of inflation, unemployment, economic instability, and professional uncertainty have made the practice of law particularly difficult for many young practitioners. And in difficult seasons such as this, dangerous temptations often arise. The temptation to compromise values for visibility, the temptation to substitute shortcuts for substance, the temptation to achieve success without process, the temptation to abandon ethics in pursuit of survival. But we must remind ourselves firmly and unapologetically that no profession can rise above the ethical standards of its practitioners. A bar without ethics may produce wealth, but it cannot produce honor. A profession without mentorship may produce lawyers, but it cannot produce leaders. And success without integrity is ultimately failure in disguise. It is against this backdrop that the Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan branch has carefully chosen the theme for this edition of the symposium, the bar of our dream. Ethics, mentorship, and professional enrichment in the development of young lawyers while mitigating the adverse effect of unethical shortcuts. Distinguished colleagues, this theme is not accidental, it is intentional. It is timely, and above all, it is necessary, because the bar of our dream will not emerge by wishful thinking. It will not be built on social media appearances, artificial success stories, or professional desperation. It will be built on competence. It will be built on mentorship. It will be built on discipline. It will be built on continuous learning. And above all, it will be built on ethics. The legal profession has always been a noble one, not because lawyers are perfect, but because the profession itself demands accountability, honor, and fidelity to justice. The moment we begin to normalize unethical shortcuts, we begin to weaken the very institution we swore to uphold. And that is why this symposium matters. Today's discussion are designed not merely to educate us, but to provoke introspection. We intend to ask difficult questions. We intend to challenge unhealthy norms. We intend to confront the culture of impatience that has quietly crept into the profession. Most importantly, we intend to remind every young lawyer here that true success is still possible without compromise. Yes, the economy is harsh. Yes, the system is difficult. Yes, the journey may appear slow, but ethical excellence still matters. Professional integrity still matters. Mentorship still matters. And honorable success is still attainable. To every young lawyer seated here today, let this symposium rekindle your conviction that your future in the profession is not determined by shortcuts, but by preparation, consistency, resilience, and character. The speakers and panelists before us today are not here merely because of their titles or accomplishments. They are here because their journeys embody success that can shape destinies. Please, I will implore us to listen carefully, engage actively, ask questions boldly, take notes intentionally. Do not leave this hall today the same way you entered. Please live with clarity, live with conviction, live with direction, live with renewed ethical consciousness, and live with the determination to become not merely successful lawyers, but honorable custodians of the legal profession. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the future of the Nigerian bar is not far off. The future of the bar is seated here today. And history will judge our generation, not merely by how much we achieved, but by how honorable we achieve it. It is my sincere hope and prayer that years from now, we'll look back at this symposium as another defining moment in the evolution of young lawyers in Ibadan, where a generation chose integrity over impatience, substance over shortcuts, and legacy over momentary gain. Permit me to use this opportunity to sincerely appreciate the members of the executives of the forum, that is the Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan, under the ably led by Timileyin Olaiwola, for the confidence reposed in the planning committee to organize this symposium. We are profoundly grateful for members of this committee for the unity of purpose, commitment, and sacrifice demonstrated throughout the preparation of this symposium. As we conclude our assignment, I humbly seek your forgiveness for any offense, misunderstandings, or shortcomings that may have arisen in the course of planning and prosecuting this program. And I take full responsibility for every lapse encountered along the way. We equally thank all our distinguished guests for honoring us with their esteemed presence. We say thank you so once again, and wish every participant a truly transformative symposium experience. Thank you, and God bless the Nigerian Bar Association. God bless Young Lawyers Forum Ibadan branch, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let us give our committee chairman a round of applause. Once again, I want to welcome each and every one of us to this biennial symposium of the Young Lawyers Forum NBA Ibadan branch. In the course of our committee chair's welcome address, we had the pleasure of having a very distinguished person in our midst, alongside many others. One of them, which is our honoree, and as I call his name, I would like each and every one of you to give him a resounding round of applause. I'd like to recognize the presence of Leonard Silk, Ashiwaju, JCI, Senator Mutalabi Ojo Adebayo. Please let us give Leonard Silk a round of applause. Thank you very much, sir, for being here today. We appreciate you. Also, I'd like to recognize the presence of the immediate past chairman of the NBA Ibadan branch, the first female chairman in Ibadan branch, the record breaker, the history maker, the ceiling breaker. Please let us give her a round of applause as I welcome Mrs. Folashade Aladeniyi. Thank you very much, ma, for being here today. Also, I'd like to recognize the presence of some of our seniors, our learned seniors in our midst. I'd like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Busayo Ayegusi. Thank you so much, ma, for being here today. I'd also like to recognize the presence of I'd also like to recognize the presence of Mr. Habib Giwa. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. I'd like to recognize another learned senior of ours, Mr. Osheni. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. I'd like to... Oseni, I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. Pardon my pronunciation. I'd like to recognize Mrs. BC. Thank you so much, ma, for being here today. I would also like to recognize the presence of one of our honorees, our other honoree, who should have been here today, but due to certain circumstances, he wasn't able to make it. However, he's ably represented by AM Pade. Thank you so much. Our honoree is Mr. Akim Adedeji Agbaje. Please let us give him a round of applause since he is ably represented by Mr. Pade. Thank you so much for being here today. Also, I would like to thank our learned seniors in the room. I see our past publicity secretary in the house. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. Mr. Fatoki, thank you so much, sir, for being here today, as well as each and every one of us who has taken the time from our busy schedules to be here. Thank you so much. Without further ado, I would like to recognize and call to the stage or to the podium our chairman of the Young Lawyers Forum, NBA Ibadan branch, for his welcome address, Mr. Timileyin Olaiwola. Please let us give him a round of applause as he comes to the podium for his welcome address.
Good morning. I'd like to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Timileyin Olaiwola, Chairman YLF-NBA branch. Good morning, learned sick, distinguished members of the bar, respected seniors, and learned colleagues here present. It is a privilege to stand before you this morning to open this important conversation. The theme of this symposium, ethics, mentorship, and professional enrichment in the development of young lawyers, while mitigating the adverse effects of unethical shortcuts, is not just relevant, it is also urgent because it speaks directly to the reality many young lawyers are facing every day. The question is, how do you build a meaningful legal career rooted in ethics while navigating real economic pressure? Importantly, what truly determines success in the bar, competence or connection? Today's discussion will engage two critical areas: balancing professional ethics and integrity in a high-pressure economy, examining what truly determines or drives success in our profession. Is it connection? Is it competence? To be honest with ourselves, young lawyers stand at the intersection of expectation and survival. Expected to be excellent, yet many are underpaid. We were taught the rules. We see shortcuts being rewarded. Poverty is not an excuse for professional compromise, and desperation must never become a doctrine. This is why mentorship is not optional. It is essential. Ethics is not theoretical, it is a daily decision. Competence, however, remains our greatest asset because when properly developed, it becomes the answer to what truly determines success at the bar. We must then be careful not to sacrifice ethics at the altar of urgency, because that part only builds a career that cannot stand the test of time. In this profession, your name, your brand, your person is your currency. Once you spend it recklessly, no amount of money can buy it. Today, I encourage you to listen, engage, and reflect. Let this symposium not just invite success, not merely by financial gain, impromptu fund, temporary advantage, but by, once again, you are welcome to the NBA YLF Biennial Symposium. Thank you.